There are many different techniques that you can use as a teacher to make sure you're reaching all of your students when teaching. Different students learn differently. Some are hands-on, visual, and auditory. So as a teacher, you need to make sure that the different lessons you're teaching are getting to all those different students. In the book on page 167, it talks about inductive and deductive mode of presentation. Inductive is the thinking process that moves from specific to general, whereas deductive is a thinking process that moves from general to specific. When you use these in the classroom, you'll be reaching the different types of students that are either inductive or deductive learners. Some of the ways you can use these are data of some nature, like some facts, student research, laboratory exercises. Those are examples of inductive techniques. Some examples of deductive techniques would be videos or films, guest speakers, and a sign read. When you use both of these techniques, you will help get to all the students. So making sure that you're not just like doing student research, you're doing maybe student research and a guest speaker or like films. That way you're getting to the students who are deductive and inductive. Because some students learn better general to specific or vice versa. If I was asked to teach online, I would definitely still use these techniques. I'd probably just have to change them up a little bit because you wouldn't be able to do the same things that you would do in person that you would do online. So I might, instead of having a guest speaker come to the room, maybe a guest speaker would join our Zoom or post a video of them talking so that way the students can watch it. So it might just be a little bit different, but I think still using the techniques are very important. For part 2, I chose the question about what graphic organizers could you use to present concepts in your subject area of teaching. How do graphic organizers work for children? So as a teacher, I plan to teach grades like K2, so definitely the younger end of students. But I think the best graphic organizers to use for these students would be anchor charts, tables, Venn diagrams, pie graphs, and bar graphs. Using these charts will help my students gain a good understanding of the material because sometimes it's easier for students to look at a chart rather than just words or explaining it. It might make sense more. I definitely think that I'll use an anchor chart the most because I find them very effective and they can be used for a lot of different reasons. Like when we had to make them for that assignment, we all got to choose whatever subject area we wanted, so they can definitely be used in way more than one subject. And I like that you can start an anchor chart at the beginning of the lesson and use that to teach them and then post it in the classroom so that way they can look up on it throughout the lesson or the year and be like, oh, that falls under this, so it will help them learn as well. There's the other different graphs that you can use, like pie and bar graphs. I think this will help the best when talking about numbers or percentages of something. I think that'll help the best. On page 161 of the textbook, it talks about how graphic organizers work for children. It says, by using graphic organizers in your teaching, you may help your students reach a level of understanding they would not reach without the organizers. So by using this graphic organizer, it might make more sense to them and they might actually understand the lesson than not using it. Graphic organizers are right brain hemisphere related, but you can stress left brain hemisphere content or process, which would cover both the right and the left side. And then this will make sure that you're meeting all students' needs.